Your cosmetics are already BPOM registered. They're legally on shelf right now. So, can you just keep selling like this without halal certification? Short answer, not for much longer. And the way most companies find that out is the expensive way. Let me show you exactly where the line is and what happens if you're standing on the wrong side of it after October 2026. We've had conversations with brand owners who genuinely believe BPOM approval was their compliance finish line. They weren't being careless. Halal simply wasn't on their radar because their product had been selling fine for years. That assumption is exactly what turns into a scramble when a hard deadline shows up. So let's go through what's actually required, what the real risk looks like, how to think about the transition period, and why planning this now, not in September 2026. What separates a smooth switch from a shelf built overnight? One situation we often see is when a brand completes its BPOM registration first and only starts thinking about halal certification afterwards. During the halal review, they may find that certain ingredients or manufacturing documents need further clarification. That can mean additional paperwork, revisions, and delays. The lesson here is simple. BPOM and halal have different requirements, so it's better to plan for both from the start. Let's look at what brands need to know, especially with the mandatory halal requirements coming into effect. Here's the core fact. BPOM registration and halal certification are two separate legal obligations. Having one does not substitute for the other. BPOM confirms your product is safe, correctly formulated, and legally labeled to be sold in Indonesia. That's it. It says nothing about whether your product is halal. Starting October 17, 2026, every cosmetic product sold in Indonesia, skincare, makeup, hair care, body care, and perfume must also carry a valid halal certificate according to BPJPH, the Halal Product Assurance Organizing Body. That's not a recommendation, that's the mandate. So, to answer the video's questions directly, yes, you can currently sell with BPOM alone because enforcement is still in the transition window. But after that date, BPOM without halal is no longer enough to stay on the market. Here's what actually at stake if you miss it. Businesses that reach the deadline without a valid halal certificate can face administrative sanctions. That can mean your product gets pulled from shelves, distribution gets blocked, or your listing come down from marketplace, all while your competitors who preparedly keep selling. And there's a second quarter risk, the timing. Halal certification isn't instant. It goes through document verification, an on-site audit by accredited halal inspection body, and then evaluation at MUI before a certificate is even issued. If you start that process in September 2026, you are almost certainly not finishing it before the deadline. The businesses that get caught off guard are usually ignoring the rule. They're understanding how long the process actually takes. So, if you're currently selling on BPOM alone, here's what the transition period actually requires you to think about. First, your ingredients. Auditors scrutinize animal-derived ingredients, alcohol, collagen, glycerin most closely since these carry the highest risk of unclear sourcing. If any of these are in your formula, get their halal status documented now, not later. Second, imported raw materials. If a supplier's ingredient doesn't already have a halal certificate, you'll need extra documentation from them, a certificate of analysis, a process flow diagram, and a full composition list. That depends on your supplier responding quickly, which is often outside your control. One more reason to start early. Third, your internal system. BPJPH requires a halal product assurance system, essentially your company's internal process for maintaining halal compliance over time. This isn't something you build in a week during the audit. It needs to exist before you apply. Transitioning isn't just paperwork. It's ingredients review, supplier coordination, and an internal system, all running before the audit even starts. This is really the whole point of this video. The businesses who treat this as a planning problem, not a deadline problem, are the ones who move through it with the fewest issues. Run an internal readiness check before you officially submit anything. Catching a missing document or an unclear ingredient yourself is far cheaper than an auditor catching it for you. Businesses that treat this pre-check as mandatory, not optional, consistently get through certification faster with fewer rounds of revision. The gap between "I'll deal with it later" and "I started documentation 6 months out" is the difference between a routine certification and a shelf-pulling scramble. So, can you sell cosmetics without halal certification right now? Technically, yes, for a limited window. Come October 2026, that window closes. If you're not sure where your product actually stands, whether your ingredients will pass, or how much runway you realistically have left, send us a message using the link below and tell us your product category. We'll walk you through what your timeline actually looks like. If you have any questions about halal certification or are planning to enter the Indonesian market, feel free to reach out to us for a free consultation.